Well, I had a version of this video recorded and I was pretty pleased with it. I was about to start working on it to put it up on the interwebs, but the damn thing didn't capture the audio, so I have to review this damn thing again. At least it's one of my favorite Lemire works I'm going to be covering today. This is fucking bullshit. Sorry, Nanny, if you ever watched this. Hello, everyone. Britton here, also known as Some Okie Dude, and today we are doing the first big episode of the Year of Lemire, where I'm going to be talking about the comics. I'm going to be doing discussions. I'm going to be reading them. I'm going to be doing reviews of them, of many of Jeff Lemire's comics, such as these ones. But this is where I really kind of give my love out to Jeff Lemire as a creative force, and he's been a big inspiration for me, and he's definitely one of my favorite creative forces working today. And the book I'm going to cover first is actually one of my favorite ones, and it is his comic or graphic novel, Roughneck, Jeff Lemire, one of my favorites. So, yeah, definitely one of his best, I think. And I think it's a good place to start because, you know, it is really cold and frigid out here in Oklahoma right now, so why not talk about a book set in a very cold and frigid setting? A lot of fun. Year of Lemire is coming on to a great start. But yes, I'm covering Roughneck today, and, I won't ramble on for too much longer. Whew, let's get started. You know, I hate this comic. I hate it. I love this comic, but I also hate it at the same time. I just hate how easy Jeff Lemire makes it look. I hate how easily he gets you to fall for these characters in a measly 270 pages. At least that's how many pages my copy of this book is. And I especially hate how he could do it and put so many other comic book creators to shame in one fell swoop. It makes no sense. With Roughneck, Lemire shows that you don't always need over-the-top theatrics or superheroes to create a compelling piece of sequential art. Sometimes all you need is a really good cast of interesting characters, and the general human drama that comes from that can really carry you just as much. But I'd say Roughneck is Lemire in top form, and it's definitely one of my favorites from him. I'd say that the main draw of Roughneck is in its characters. I am impressed time and time again how Lemire can create such vivid characters in a well-realized setting in such a short amount of time. I mean, he's done it here, he did it in Sweet Tooth, and he also did it in Black Hammer. He's done it in several of his comics. Lemire's always had a thing for broken and haunted characters, and the one who haunt this book are no different. Trauma and how people deal with it is a recurring theme in this book, and even after we escape abusive situations, we have a harder time letting go of the abusive tendencies that we have towards ourselves. And what makes Roughneck particularly powerful as a read is its exploration of how we deal with trauma and trauma's lasting effects on people. As much as our main character, Derek, flies off the handle and beats people nearly to death just for mildly irritating him, it's clear that he's also abusing himself just as much as he's abusing the people around him. Well, hold on. Is he really abusive, though? I mean, he's not a bad guy. He just has a huge temper and will beat the ever-living crap out of someone who just irritates him. Is he abusive? I guess so, but it's like he doesn't like hit women. I'm getting off topic here. His pain has such deep claws in him that he's unable to really express himself in any other way other than violence. Yet he's too really stuck in his ways to really let go of his temper. Well, that's until his sister shows up. His sister Beth is a bit more obvious with her trauma, with her struggles with substance abuse and self-esteem issues and whatnot. She keeps getting into bad situation after bad situation because of the damage from her childhood. Though, unlike Derek, she actually wants to make a change and shows that she does have the strength to take those steps to change, even though it's really, really difficult considering her circumstances. And, considering her strength, it might also inspire her brother to finally do the same. If there is a message or main theme to be gleaned from Roughneck, that rhymes, It is how we face trauma by connecting with others and ultimately accepting that while the past can't be changed, the future can. It is a message that has been explored before, and to be honest, considering how much people love to talk about trauma these days, and books and movies and video games and television series, it's kind of become a cliche at this point. But Lemire writes this book with such depth and empathy, where you remember why these stories are so good to begin with, and why they're so touching to people, and why we even like these stories to begin with. His focus is always on the characters and their struggles, and he never really gets sappy or melodramatic with them. He trusts that these characters and their silly little lives and the natural drama and humor that comes from the situations will invest us to them, and even reveal a strength to them that they didn't even know existed before, and even revealing a strength that we didn't know existed in us before or either. Lemire's art style remains idiomatic. I mean, I don't know if I would say that he is as skilled a draughtsman as his frequent collaborators, or Andrea Sorrentino or Dustin Nguyen of Gideon Falls and, damn it, I'm fucking blanking, and Descender, I got it, all right. I don't know if he's as good as them, but his style does remain idiomatic. I mean, I really like how he draws figures. You definitely see that he's changed a lot of his style. Like, I really like his paneling, particularly. I also like, kind of like Frank Miller, I really like how he uses color in situations. I mean, I really like the color palette, but there are certain characters, like this one right here, where you can see, like, there's color there. And that's, like, meant to show, like, it's meant to show that, like, I really, it reminds me of Frank Miller in that way. Though I'm not as critical of Jeff Lemire's style as other people are. There's also, I also really enjoy how he uses watercolor. I really love watercolor, and he uses watercolor to a great effect. I really love the blue color he uses here that really adds to the melancholic atmosphere of this story. I'll show a couple of panels. I really like the blue atmosphere. I really like how he uses the watercolor to reflect the character's state of mind. I mean, it's really blue because, you know, that's kind of where Derek is at. This kind of cold, frigid. He has this very fiery temper, but he also is just very frozen emotionally. So we have this blue color palette to kind of explore that a bit. And I also really like how he uses watercolor in the flashbacks. It's more full color. You can see right here in this flashback sequence, it's all in full color. I really love how the colors really pop here. And I really like, especially towards the end, how the book shifts from this kind of cold, melancholic blue to this to full color. You can see the color is coming back, kind of reflects the character's sort of state and mind. It's very impressive, and I really love how Lemire plays with it, even though I don't know if I would consider him one of my favorite artists. But I would say that there's nothing that really beats the inspired artist at the end of the day. But yeah, I do like the art in this book. I think it is very well done. And I do think that Jeff Lemire is a skilled draughtsman, though his style is not for everybody. While this story mostly stays in the realism territory, Lemire introduces a slight element of the surreal into Roughneck, particularly with this ghostly dog that that Derek sees. I'll show you a where is he? Oh, there he is, right there. Hold on, there. There you go. I really like, I do like that there is this kind of surreal element to the story. A comparison I've seen with Lemire, and I do know for a fact that he has considered this guy a inspiration on his work, but David Lynch, I've heard him be described, compared to David Lynch. Now I would say that Jeff Lemire's grip on the surreal is he has a much lighter touch with the surreal than David Lynch does. But it is there, and it definitely does. There is this kind of spiritual element that comes as the story moves along. Again, particularly with the dog. That's really where the surrealism comes in. It's not quite as apparent as something in The Underwater Welder, which is another one of his really great works. Or even Royal City, which is, again, even more apparent with the surrealism. But I do like that Lemire has always had this tight balance between the real and the surreal in his work. I mean, I could easily see this book, be turned into a film. Because this book and its story just seems it seems like it would really be a very natural fit for a film. And if Nick Cave and Warren Ellis aren't doing the score for this film adaptation, forget it. I'm not coming. I'm not coming to the movie. I'm not going to watch it. I'm just not seeing it. I do remember not being satisfied with the ending of Roughneck at first. I thought back to some of his great work, particularly Sweet Tooth, and I remembered how it had ended on such a perfect note, and it felt like there was nothing else really to add. The ending of Roughneck can seem oblique for some at first. It definitely did for me. But yet the more I've thought about it, the more I realized that it was really the only way that Roughneck could have ended. For all of Derek and Beth's struggles and angst about the past, it was only fitting that they end their journey by putting the past to rest and moving on to a better future. Though what that future is, Lemire doesn't let us know, and he won't tell us anytime soon. After all, art is never finished, only abandoned. I find that Roughneck, alongside Sweet Tooth and Black Hammer, really best encapsulates his style as a storyteller and as a creative force. And it also shows why he's one of my favorite comic book creators working today. There is a darkness and heaviness in Jeff Lemire's world, but in his eyes, the one hope that we really have is the connections that we make with other people. And as long as we have that, well, we can do just about anything. Yet the most important thing to really note about Jeff Lemire is his heart. Because by God, you can't deny his heart. That's all I can really say. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully the sound will come in good on this video. But if you guys enjoyed this video, you can find me on Twitter. You can also find me on Goodreads and Letterboxd, where I write reviews that are probably more coherent than the one you just heard right now. You can also find me on Instagram and Blue Sky. I don't really use Blue Sky all that much, but I am starting to use it more. So come follow me on there. Come see what I'm getting up to on there. Like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. Have you read Roughneck? What did you think of it? Let me know all that. Have you read any of Jeff Lemire's other work? Let me know what you thought of that. And as I said, like, subscribe. As my buddy John Minton likes to say, it feels good when you do it. And do leave comments. I love hearing them in the down below in the comment section. I do love reading them and responding to them and talking with people. That's why I have this channel here. I'll just go off and well, there's not really much else for me to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully Year of Lemire will keep going strong. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.